Hello dear students, this is Mushtaq from MC Society Institute of Pharmacy Azam campus. Today we are going to learn about factors affecting drug action. In the previous lectures we have already learned about the types of drug actions and then mechanism of drug actions. Now we are going to learn the factors which may affect these drug actions. So, outcome of this lectures, the student will be able to state the various factors affecting drug action. Second one, the student will be able to explain the various factors affecting drug action. Although the general mechanism of drug action is not clear explained, deep study of various factors modifying drug action is to be made to decide proper desired drug effects with the optimum dosage of drugs. So the important factors which influence the effects of the drug are as follows. First is body weight, second one is age, third one is sex, fourth one is route of drug administration, fifth one is time of drug administration, sixth one is climate, seventh one is genetic factor, eighth one is emotional factor, ninth one is presence of disease, 10th one is metabolic disturbance, 11th one is accumulation, 12th one other drug therapy, 13th one additive effect, 14th one synergism, 15th one antagonism, 16 drug tolerance, and the last drug dependence. So these are factors which affects the drug action. Either they may increase the drug action or they may decrease the drug actions. We will see one by one these important factors. First is body weight. So the dose which we'll get from the market is an average adult dose for the patient weighing weight around 50 to 100 kgs. But if there is a excessive abuse patient, then we have to increase the dose. In a similar way, if in case of malnourished patients, it should be kept in mind that nutritional factors also affect drug action and drug metabolism, hence we have to decrease the dose. So for high weight patients we have to increase the dose, for low weight patients we have to decrease the dose. The one factor is body weight. Next is age. Age affects drug actions. Drug response varies significantly at extremes of life. For example, some drugs fail to respond in similar way in newborn, infants and elderly. Why? Because infants below 1 year are devoid of enzymes that metabolizes drugs and GI emptying time is prolonged. So the infants will not have enzymes to metabolize the drugs. That's why they may produce toxic effect. And normally the dose of children is calculated by various formulas. For example, Young's rule for children of 2 to 12 years age, formula is age pi divided by age plus 12 into adult dose, you will give the child dose. Second one, in old age peoples, in elderly patients there is diminished hepatic blood flow, kidney function is and drug metabolism also is less. That's why they may have an adverse effects or toxic effects in them. That's why we have to carefully give the drugs. For example, CNS depressants such as hypnotics and tranquilizers may produce confusional states. Next, plasma half-lives of drugs such as pethidine, propranolol, etc. longer in elderly patients. Why? Because the drug will not get metabolized in such a way that it will be happen in adult age. Next is sex. Drug responses differs according to the sex. Females require small dose of drugs due to their lesser body weight, and males will have required more drug. And the females drug should be administered very carefully because the females has to pass their dedicated period of life like menstruation cycle, pregnancy, lactation. So we have to take utmost care to give the drugs to the females. Examples like drugs producing pelvic congestions like drastic purgative should be avoided during menstruation. Drugs which stimulates uterine spillages like antimalarial quinine, ergot alkaloids should be avoided in pregnancy. Drugs like morphine crosses the placental barrier and depress the fetal circulation, so the drug may produce harmful effect on the growing baby. Hence, it should be not given in pregnant women. In a similar way, many drugs excreted in milk and either discourage breastfeeding or innocently appears in fetal circulation and produces toxicity. Hence, we have to take utmost care while prescribing drugs to the females. Next is route of administration. The onset of pharmacologic action is quick when the drugs are administered intravenously and dose is smaller than oral dose of drugs. A drug may have entirely different uses through different routes. For example, magnesium sulfate given orally causes purgation, removes the fecal matter. If it is applied on an inflamed area, it decreases the swelling. While if you give the drugs IV route, produces CNS depression and hypotension. So by varying the route of administration, you can see three different responses of the same drug. So hence it is important to take care about route of administration, which may alter the drug action. Next is time of administrations. So at what time you are giving the drug, before meals, after meals, in daytime or in night time, etc. Medicines are usually taken after meals to reduce the risk of gastric irritation, nausea and vomiting. Examples are salicylate and its derivatives, but it may delay the drug action. So drugs are better absorbed in empty stomach, but we have to avoid it because of the above reason. So for desired action, certain drugs are given on empty stomach before meals. Why? Because to get quick action, to avoid interference of food. Examples: to prevent destruction of drug by digestive enzymes. Examples are antibiotics like penicillins, tetracyclines, antihelminthics, anti-motion sickness agents, etc. During daytime, central nervous system is highly active. Hence, a dose of barbiturates required to prevent sleep during night time is less than dose of barbiturates required to produce sleep during daytime. So hence this factor, time of administration, has a much effect on the drug action. Next, climate. Alcohol is well tolerated winter than in summer season, so we have to prescribe the drugs. Very few drugs are there which may show alter effect in climatic condition. Next factor is genetic factor. Some persons cannot metabolize certain drugs because of absence of some enzymes which metabolize them. Why? Because they do not contain the genes which produces these types of enzymes. So because of lack of genes, they will not produce enzymes, and because of not producing of enzymes, the drug will not get metabolized, and it shows abnormal reaction in those person. And the absence of enzymes is a hereditary character. It may runs in families. Examples are glucose 6 phosphate enzyme is missing in some patients. The drug like primaquine will cause hemolysis in such patients and leads to the death. So this is the enzyme missed due because of that particular gene, that is glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. Next is emotional factor. So personality of a physician produces psychological relief, and hence even an inert medication, that is placebo, which does not contain an inactive medication, may have a beneficial effect. So placebos are generally prescribed to psychological ill patients who in fact do not suffer from any physiological disorders, thus they are psychological patients. That's why we will these emotions with the doctor also alters the drug action. Next is presence of disease. If a person is suffering from like kidney failure or malfunction of the kidney, antibiotics like streptomycin, kanamycin will not get excreted and may leads to toxic effect. So also observe that drugs like barbiturates and chlorpromazine produces unusual prolonged effect in cirrhotic patients. So if their liver is not functioning well, this may causes or inhibits the metabolism of drugs and prolongs the drug effect. Next is metabolic disturbance. Changes in physiological factors such as electrolyte balance, water balance, and body temperature also modify its drug effect. For example, the vasoconstrictor action of noradrenaline is reduced in presence of metabolic acidosis. Absorption of iron from the GI tract is maximum in case if there is iron deficiency anemia. So salicylate reduces body temperature only in presence of pyrexia. This means there is an alteration of drug action if there is an alteration in metabolic disturbance. Next is accumulation. So there will be accumulation of drug in the body following its repeated administration is termed as accumulation. So normally a dosage form will consist of you have to take a drug thrice a day, twice a day, etc. So on repeated administration, for your dosage course is for 5 days, then you will take around 10 to 15 tablets during the course. So on repeated administration there will be accumulation of drug. Why it happens? When there is slow excretion of the drug. In such cases, what we have to do, we have to adjust the drug cautiously. Example of this is drugs showing such an effect includes digitalis, amytine, etc. Accumulation results in increase in concentration of drug in the body, which may prove toxic effects. But sometimes accumulation is required, like in case of epilepsy, we will give phenobarbital, which shows cumulative effects such that there will be always presence of drug in such a quantity that it will prevent the epilepsy disorders. So in short, accumulation means accumulation of the drug in our body on repeated administration. This occurs why? Because of slow excretion. Next is presence of other drug therapy. Presence of previous drug may stimulate or inhibit the pharmacological action of other drugs. For example, pseudohypnotic phenobarbital, anti-epileptic phenytoin are potent inducer of microsomal enzyme systems. That means they will stimulate the hepatic activity. Because hepatic activity increases, then it increases the metabolism of drug. If there is increase of metabolism of drug, then we have to take a large dose of other drugs to show its action. If we take a small dose, the drug will get metabolized and it will not show an effect. So hence we have to take care that what we are taking concurrently with other drugs. Next is additive effect. When the total pharmacological effect of two or more drugs administered together, we are giving two drugs at the same time. If the total pharmacological is equal to sum of their individual pharmacological effect, this phenomenon is called as additive effect. For example, if you are giving a one drug which has say one pharmacological action, and we are giving another drug which is also have a one pharmacological action, when we give both drugs at a time, the total pharmacological action will be 2, means sum of their individual pharmacological effect. So we call it as additive effect. Example is ephedrine and aminophylline shows additive effect in treatment of bronchial asthma. Aspirin and paracetamol such as analgesic and antipyretics. So the use of such two drugs administered simultaneously considerably reduces the development of tolerance, side effects as well as dose. Next is synergism. So synergism is the phenomenon of facilitation of pharmacological response by use of two drugs at the same time. Synergism is syno means with, ergo means work. This indicates that it is a pharmacological cooperation which usually results in the total effect greater than the sum of their individual effects. So we can define it as when the total pharmacological effect of two or more drugs administered together, we are giving two drugs at the same time, and is greater than the sum of their individual pharmacological effect. This phenomenon is called as synergism. In additive effect, as just we have seen, the sum is equal, the total pharmacological response is equal to the sum. Here it will be greater than the sum of their individual pharmacological effect. Examples are mezral and aminophylline therapy as diuretics, codeine and aspirin as analgesics, Reserpine and hydrochlorothiazide as antihypertensive agents, sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim as we call it as cotrimoxazole. These all shows the action which is greater than the sum of their individual pharmacological response. What we learned today, we have learned about various factors affecting drug action like age, time, body weight, route of administration, climate, psychological factor, electrolyte disturbance, cumulative effect, additive effect, and the last synergies. Thanks a lot.